Hello students, welcome to Mrs. Nupur Roy's English classes. Today I will teach you the ISC poem The Darkling Thrush by Thomas Hardy. Thomas Hardy's lifespan was 1840 to 1928. He was the most prolific English novelist and poet, and he actually had seen the entire nation, that is England, in the transition between the Victorian era to the modern era. Now, the Victorian era was marked by intense and rapid change in society, politics, economy, and the people there was such a lot of development in science and technology that the people were leaving the countryside and shifting to the towns for better living. So the poet actually writes this poem because he has lost faith in God and nature. So he has depicted this gloominess through the landscape on a depressing winter evening. Now this poem, The Darkling Thrush, is a nature poem, and of course there is the theme of hope also. Now the poem, Thomas Hardy has very well divided into two parts. The poem has 4 stanzas. The first 2 stanzas discusses the gloom and doom of the winter evening, and the second part is just the antithesis, just the contrast of by the picture of the thrush, which speaks of hope, joy and change. So here the poem, you see the title itself is metaphorically rich. The darkling thrush is a metaphor, and here the darkling means what? Darkness, that is the end of the day, and which is the end of the century also. And here I hope you understand what is a metaphor. Metaphor is a comparison between two dissimilar things, but they have some things in common, some common features they have. So here the darkling is what? The darkness of the end of the day or the end of the century. Now viewers, see the poem The Darkling Thrush by Thomas Hardy. I leant upon a coppice gate when frost was spectre grey, and winter's dregs made desolate the weakening eye of day. So, on the last hour of the 19th century, the speaker is leaning on a coppice gate. That is, coppice gate means a gate which opens onto the woods. So, the gateway is suggestive of of a new place, and the act of leaning is suggests that the speaker is tired and dejected. When frost was spectre grey and winter's dregs made desolate. Now frost and winter both are personified here. The frost was spectre grey means frost was just like a ghost, the greyness of a ghost, and the winter's dreg made desolate. Winter's dreg means the fallen snow of the winter was making desolate the weakening eye of the day. What was it making desolate? What was it making? Giving the picture of loneliness, gloom to the weakening eye of the day. That is, to the weakening eye means to the dim eye of the day. What part of the day? That is the twilight or the dusk. Now, what is the eye of the day? Eye of the day is the sun, and weakening eye of the day when the sun was getting dimmer. So at that time there was frost and the winter's dregs. The tangled vine stems scored the sky like strings of broken lyres. So the tangled vine stems, that is the climbing plants which are dead for winter, have left behind them climbing stems or vine stems, and this adds to the gloominess when the poet is actually comparing the vine stems to the strings of broken lyre. Now here there is the simile. The tangled bindstone scored the sky like strings of broken lyres. And all mankind that haunted nigh had sought their household fires. That is, all mankind means even the people seemed at that time listless and haunting instead of living their lives. And these people were all going home and seeking the household fire, which adds to the gloominess. Now the second stanza. The land's sharp features seem to be the century's corpse outlined. His crypt the cloudy canopy, the wind its death lament. Now here you see the winter is also the end of the year, and here it becomes even more meaningful because at the end of the year, in this case, it also marks the end of the century. So here the century is personified as a corpse. So the century's corpse outlined his crypt the cloudy canopy. The cloudy canopy means the cloudy cover, that is the sky. The sky was what it was doing. The sky was covering the crypt, means the tomb of the century's corpse. That is, it is the end of the that century. So it was covering the tomb of the century's corpse. And the wind its death lament. That is, the wind was what? It was singing the song of death. The ancient pulse of germ and birth was shrunken hard and dry, and every spirit upon earth seemed fervorless as I. So the ancient pulse of germ and death means in winter what happens? Nature is generally at standstill. There is no life's vibrancy, there is no germ, there is no birth. Was shrunken dry, hard and dry. That is the life's vibrancy, the germ and birth, they have all stopped. And every spirit upon earth seemed fervorless as I. That is, everyone on the earth was seemed lifeless. Fervorless means seemed lifeless as the poet. Fervorless as I means seemed lifeless as I means as the poet. The poet was also fervorless. He was very dejected. Now the third stanza you see. At once a voice arose among the bleak twigs overhead in a full-hearted evensong of joy illimited. Now this stanza, what happens? The poem, the tone changes immediately from desolation to hope. So what does the poet write here? He says that the speaker suddenly hears an aged thrush, frail, gaunt and small, in blast beruffled plume, had chosen thus to fling his soul upon the growing gloom. So an aged, gaunt means extremely thin, and small bird, that is a thrush, was, what did it do? It break out in a song which was full of unlimited joy. And the thrush was a small bird. It was blast beruffled, means it had its plumage was all full of scruffy feathers, full of dishevelled. It was not very tidy. And the song of the bird was what? It was an even song. It was an evening song. It was by the aged bird. And what did it sing? It's fling his soul. That is, it's the song, the bird's song is, though the bird is frail, but it flings its soul ecstatically to remove the darkness, to remove the growing gloom, to remove the darkness of the time. So little cause for carolings. Now the fourth stanza views. So little cause for carolings of such ecstatic sound was written on terrestrial things afar or nigh around. That is, this stanza is filled with a sense of life and a sense of hope which was brought by the bird's song. But the speaker is unable to comprehend that why is the bird, or what terrestrial things could make the bird so happy to sing an ecstatic song. Terrestrial means what? Earthly things could make the bird sing a happy song. And though the speaker can recognize the bird singing a happy song, but it is unaware of what he was singing. But the word, you see, next line, that I could think they trembled though through his happy good night air, some blessed hope whereof he knew, and I was unaware. So here the word blessed and the capitalization of the word hope suggests that there might be some kind of religious or spiritual reason for the bird's joyful singing. So all these words are religious, that is the evensong. That is, the evensong can be the service of the evening song in the religious ceremony. Then the carolings are the songs which are reminders of the Christmas carols. And of course, hope. Hope is one of the Christian virtues: faith, hope, and charity. That is, Christ's suffering on the cross, followed by the resurrection, gave hope to mankind. But the poet, the speaker, acknowledged his inability to understand the cause of the bird's happiness, cause of the bird's joyful singing. So these are the things in the fourth stanza of the poem. Hope you all have understood. Now please like, share, subscribe, and press the bell button so that any updates which I do will be notified to you. Thank you.